Om Sri Sai Ram. Matangavadana Ananda Sadana Mahadeva Shiva Shambho Nandana Matangavadana Ananda Sadana. Om Sri Sai Ram. Rama never revealed his divinity. Krishna never concealed his divinity. This God reveals and conceals his divinity simultaneously by the same act. He is universal and he is individual. We can see him as universal God, or we can relate to him as one to one, heart to heart, love to love. Most of us who have the blessings of that golden interview, we know when we are in the interview room, he is so intimate, he will make you feel that you alone exist. And once outside the interview room, he will act as if you don't exist for him. That's why I repeat again and again, all the Oscars would go to him. Seva is love in action. Avatar is God in action. God we all know as Mahavishnu. He'll be coolly sleeping in the ocean and Mother Lakshmi pressing his feet. Witness to the drama which he has created. But he will not interfere, he will not intervene. He'll be like the screen upon which the entire movie is going on. We cannot see the screen when the movie is on. But that does not mean that the screen does not exist. Denying the existence of the screen is as foolish as wave denying the existence of ocean. You touch anything on the screen, the fire, the rains, the hero, the heroine, the villain, anything. When we touch, we are touching actually the screen, because screen alone exists. Everything else is fleeting, passing cloud. Is it not? But then there is the director who has scripted, decided each and every detail of the role which is being projected on the screen. And he is also watching it. The screen is God and the director is this divine incarnation. He plays both the roles simultaneously. He is witness as well as the Sutradhari. We can see him, at least I cannot. I told him once, because I have seen during 1990 65th birthday and presence of the President of India, Shankar Dayal Sharma, and then Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, the national anthem was being played I observed Swami would, though of course he inspires each one of his students and all the devotees to be respectful to the national anthem and do anything, even sacrifice the life for the nation. But I found, joyfully found, Swami was not standing erect even for a moment. He was wiping with his this in his normal, because he has to work. We do not know what are those. There is no sweat on his face, and still he'll keep wiping as if he is sweating. That is his divine language. And who can stop the Lord? He is not restricted to any place, any nation, any religion. He has declared so many times. But we quote him what suits us. He is universal as well as personal. He is our personal God also, He is our universal God also. When I go to Kulwant Hall, I look and bow down to the chair where his two kerchiefs are there. They are the indication of his presence sitting on the chair. Like Bharata had Padukas of Rama, his two kerchiefs on the chair are his indication of his presence. Who can dare to remove those kerchiefs from his chair? I told him, Swami, you are omnipresent for me. I know you cannot be in this samadhi. He said, no. I said, then where are you? You said you are in Himalayas giving darshan to Rishi Munis, and you will call us and then come back whenever you decide. When we say, when the God has declared trust in my wisdom, it actually means that we have to trust in his timings. It is like, suppose a rich person has got a new car and he has got only one son. The son is now 10 or 12 years. The son asks, whose car is this? The father says, it is your car. Really? Yes, really. I have registered on your name only. This is your car. Then it is my car, so give me the keys. I'll go and drive it. The father will say no. Though the car is yours, but you are not yet eligible to drive it. Just because you own the car, you don't get the right to drive it. You have to be eligible to drive it. Whatever is mine is yours by right. But you have to show your eligibility, prove your eligibility. And even after you cross the age, still you have to show that you are capable of driving without causing harm to yourself, to the car, or to others. Then only you get license to drive the car, is it not? We all are essentially and equally divine. Everything created, Swami has written a letter to his students. I have created this entire universe for you, the humans, the highest creation of God. What is in the universe you can desire or aspire for? It already belongs to you. The only thing we need to do is to become eligible to use it, not misuse it. So for me, he is sitting on the chair. And he is sitting on the samadhi also, but not in the samadhi. I know at the right time he will show himself wherever he is. But I'm a very naughty child. I will not leave him on my love for him. I said, Swami, okay, I'm waiting for that moment, but till then I want something. It is like child telling, okay, till the dinner is ready, at least give me some small snack. Show me your form, please. Can you believe? He said, look up. When I looked up in the balcony, he was there. Again, no hallucination, no imagination, real. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So, the point is, again, we don't have to live on somebody else's faith because that is a borrowed faith. Borrowed faith is not a living faith. Living faith is when we live our own faith. So, if we truly believe, Swami has said, you can create Prashanti Nilayam wherever you are. I am not bound by any place, region, color, or religion, or even nation. He even once declared that Bharatiyas are not just living in the geographical boundaries of this country. Every person who has Bhav, Rag, Tal, who believes in divinity is Bharatiya. Even he has, I heard in one of the students telling recently that Swami has even asked the warden, what are the qualifications for anybody to become a Sai devotee, to be admitted in your hostel? And then said, as you have some norms for anyone to become a Sai student, I have my own norms for anybody to call himself a Sai student, himself or herself. Now, choice is ours. God always gives us options. He is a chancellor, He gives us chances. He gave me the chance. When I wanted to be his staff and be near him, even Indulal Shah and Colonel Jogara wanted me to take up the responsibility of construction. Even Colonel Jogara once took me in his car. He said, I have decided to make you the director of the super specialty hospital maintenance. I said, sir, without. See, this is the game Swami plays. He wants to test you. And then he told me, your place is here. We can create our own Prashanti Nilayam, our own Kulwant Hall, our own stage, because we had to perform to please him. He has very clearly said, every good artist performs to please the director. Because once director is pleased with your performance, your job is done. We do the mistake. There is a bhajan which I have little bit modified. एक दूजे से प्रेम करो मेरा साई प्रसन्न होगा. When you love each other, Swami will be pleased with us. We do exactly the opposite. We love Swami and try to please each other. That is the mistake we all do. That is the mistake of human mind. We do exactly what we actually believe in. And then we say, oh, why it happened, why God did this to me. Like I mentioned, one of the greatest institution authorities of India, T.N. Seshan Garu, man of wisdom. He publicly declared that I am Hanumana of Satya Sai Baba in presence of Swami. And then he is aspiring to become President of India and seeking Swami's blessings to make him win the elections. And when he lost the elections, in spite of Swami telling him, yes, I will visit the Rashtrapati Bhavan, according to him, he went into depression. And when his son took me to him to give him some encouragement, my opening sentence was, sir, can you think Hanuman aspiring to be king of Lanka and seeking Rama's blessings and permission to become his representative, his agent to rule over Lanka, maybe to reform the Rakshasas with good intentions, but can he? He said, no. I said, this is the mistake. When you declare, otherwise you don't declare that you are Hanuman. As simple as that. But once having declared in public in presence of Swami that you are his Hanuman, then you have to live like Hanuman. Hanuman even refused to accept the necklace from Mother Sita if it does not have the image of Rama in it. That is Hanuman. Otherwise, don't declare that you are Hanuman. So simple. We do the opposite and then blame God for everything that happens to us. God has given us option. We can invoke His presence anywhere. He is universal as well as personal. He is not confined to any place, region, nation or religion. No ways. Then He would not be God. Maybe some saint. He is cosmic authority. He is cosmic consciousness. There is nothing beyond Him. Can we see the movie beyond the screen? He is the screen. He is the director. He is the witness. He is the Sutradhari. Everything, all in one. He reveals and conceals His divinity simultaneously. We have to be alert. That is called constant integrated awareness. We have to be aware of His presence. And what can bring awareness? Only the light of love. Daiva Priti Aparadha Bhiti Samajaniti. Love of God will shed the light and bring the awareness that all are one. Then alone we will unite to serve. We don't unite to quarrel. Politicians may do it. We do exactly opposite to what Swami expects of us, and then we say, "Oh Swami, how you could do this to us?" And then Swami will say, "मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? What can I do?" Never give this option to this God when He has to say this कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. Surrender is always complete surrender. Don't trust your mind, your intellectual arguments. They will only mislead. They will play the games even with God. Ravana, the greatest Shiva Bhakta, master of 4 Vedas and 6 Shastras, the greatest scientist the humankind ever had. Valmiki calls him Murkhudu, a foolish person, stupid person. Why? Because he thought that he can play the games with God. He went to Maricha to tell him, you go as a golden deer to attract Mother Sita, and Sita will force Rama to chase you, and then I will go and kidnap her He thought that he is going to play this game with Rama. He knew that Rama is an incarnation of Vishnu. Yet he dared to do it. But that Murkhudu, stupid Ravana did not know, even before he was planning to do this, Rama was telling Mother Sita, he sent Lakshmana for some job to bring fruits and flowers, and he confided to Mother Sita. Now Ravana will send this Rakshasa in guise of this golden deer. You have to get attracted and you have to force me to bring that deer. I will have to chase it. I will instruct Lakshmana to take care of you. But you do anything, use any language, anything to Lakshmana so that he comes after me. Because that deer will be killed, I know he will shout in my voice, Lakshmana, Lakshmana, then you do this. But don't tell Lakshmana because he is not fit to play this role. If I tell him all this, he will refuse to act even if I tell him it is my drama. He is an angry young man. Ravana was thinking that he is going to play game with Rama without knowing that Rama was trying to trap him, because the moment he kidnaps somebody's wife, all his power will go, and that is the first step of his downfall and total destruction. All his sadhana, spiritual sadhana, all his grace, that was Rama's plan. Who can outsmart this God? No ways. But that is his game. Somebody asked me, some people are claiming that Swami is speaking through them and they are Swami's light body and whatnot. That is not our business. That is between Swami and that person. As Swami told Earl Drucker, all are my instruments. We all can invoke Swami's presence. We all are Satya Sai Babas essentially and equally. There are no exclusive rights of Satya Sai Baba. There can be exclusive rights to property of Satya Sai Baba Trust, but not to Satya Sai Baba the God. He is universal. Anybody can own him. Actually, everybody owns him, knowingly or unknowingly. Swami once told, if you throw a log of wood in the ocean and a person going in the ocean to swim, the person with consciousness will enjoy the thrill of swimming in the ocean, but the log of wood will not enjoy that thrill. We all own him as he owns all of us equally and essentially. The surprise is not that we are devotees of God. The surprise element is that we are not accepting him as our God. We are his manifestation. We are his creation. How can he be separate? It is like, how can you separate the wave from the ocean? It is unthinkable. How can the drop say, I am not the ocean? We have to just know and be aware. Pragyanam Brahma. Awareness is God. And awareness can come only with the light of love. Love him, love him, love him intensely without any reservations. We need not do anything else. Perform to please him, not to each other. Unite to serve him in all, not quarrel with him in all. Those who miss this golden chance, Swami has declared, they will have to break their heads. Literally. It is mentioned, these are not my words, no ways. Maybe Satya Sai speaks volume 3 or 4 or 5. He has declared, I have read it many times. Those who doubt, they will have to break their heads on the rocks of Puttaparthi and blood stains will be seen. This God is very clear about what He is going to do. Nobody dare it. Nobody dare take Him for granted or underestimate His cosmic authority over every atom of this creation. Ravana did it and he had it. We must not lose this golden chance, my dear brothers and sisters. Just love Him intensely, sincerely, without any reservation, without any fear. Where there is love, there is no fear. Fear and love cannot coexist. If you love Him, you will not fear Him or fear anything else or anyone else. And if you fear, that means you have not yet even started loving Him. Love Him fearlessly, selflessly. Absolute selflessness ensures absolute fearlessness. Jai Sai Ram.